Hi, everybody. It's Ross of Ross Cook Balancing. Welcome. It's a lovely evening up here. We went for a 4 hour walk today that was just amazing. 4.5 hours. We climbed up this butte and came on back down. There's just such beautiful countryside in this world. I want to talk to you tonight about the courage to choose to expand your us. Who is the us I'm in my tribe with? Who am I? And what is that part? And we'll speak to that a little bit. Epictetus said that the gods have entrusted me with myself. that it's up to me to monitor and know the boundaries of myself. So here's an interesting story that's actually really quizzical. So there are two artists, and they really are artists, named Klee, Klee, and Kandinsky. And they have very different, incredibly different styles. And so people, when they look at them, they tend to be in opposition. They either like Klee and not like Kandinsky, or the other way around. They're a Kandinsky lover and are willing to be labeled as such, and they won't like the opposite. So it was fascinating. They did some brain technology studies on Klee and Kandinsky. So they brought two people in, and they said, which one do you like? And they were definitely extreme. They said, well, I like this one and I don't like that one. And they both picked. So they said, you are a Klee lover. And they gave him that label. And the person, yeah, that's definitely who I am. Next person, they said, you're a Kandinsky lover. So we'll label you that way. Yes, I like that. Then they, unbeknownst to these two people, in the art gallery that was showing both Klee and Kandinsky art, there were a bunch of people who were going to, just by watching the art, pick sort of an area. They either like it or they don't like it, but they're not visiting about it. They were just in the art gallery watching the art as they moved around through the building. Okay. So the study for the brain technology went this way. They gave the first two people, the Klee and Kandinsky lovers, they gave them pails, and they were going to go out and walk through the art gallery. In the pails was money, cash money, a bunch of green dollar bills. And they were like, here we go. And they said, here's the rule. You cannot talk to anyone, but you just go around, and when you feel like it, give the money away and just keep going through the gallery and giving the money away until all your money's gone. Okay. So they took their direction. They took their pail of money. They went out into the art gallery. And here's the most amazing thing. The Klee labeled lover ended up giving all of his money, I mean in the high 90%, to only the people who liked Klee. Now, they weren't discussing the art. They weren't allowed to converse, but there was something being transmitted, that there was a connection between those people that was profound enough that with no conversation, that's exactly how the whole thing went down. And it was equally true of the Kandinsky situation. He went out and he gave his money in the 90th percentile only to the people who liked the same art he liked, even though they had never discussed it. The gods have entrusted us with ourselves. It's important to know who we are and what is our collective us and why do we want to be in that group. Or maybe I used to be in a group and now I've grown or I've broken out and that group doesn't vibrate like me anymore. Is there worth in knowing your tribe, your new tribe? The courage to know yourself. They're always talking in change technology about standing on a bridge and watching yourself go below. Your internal and your external life, just like a river flowing under a bridge. You have to get some perspective and know and observe yourself from a different place, because we are partners in a lot of tribes that we're not really sure when and where we joined. Here's a sign. If you hear people talking with a lot of shoulds and oughts in their language, they're probably discussing a tribe that they were a part of, but they no longer want to go by those rules. So they're going by another set of rules, and they say, therefore, I guess I should do this, or I should and ought to do that, They're talking about a difference in what they really want to do in that moment and the rules by which they're feeling some connection and binding to. Okay? The freedom to choose is one of the most miraculous things we have as human beings. Our brain has been through all the eons developed so that we can choose wisely. It's vitally important and to ensure that we know what us's and what tribes we're members of, and do they currently vibrate the way I want to vibrate, or is it just a historic thing? Remember the Klee and Kandinsky art. It is translated whether you're talking to people or not. So it's vitally important to have your values in your place and your beliefs in the right place. Okay? I hope you have a lovely evening tonight. I hope everything's going well. I ask that you do something slightly differently. If you want to watch these, we've got a bunch of them now. This is our 40th and 40 nights. And you can go to Ross Cook Balancing and see them all just lined up for you if you so desire to see more information about change, about brain technology, about how do you get the right tools to make profound change in your life and not just try harder again, but actually to re-script your world. I love you. I hope you have an interesting day. I hope you do something differently tonight and tomorrow morning, and we'll talk again soon. Until then, Jomo.